Welcome to week 4 show. We've got some fantastic games ahead of us to watch, some great highlights and some fantastic goals. We've got brand new leaders in both divisions as well, so stay tuned to find out who is now top and who's now in the drop. As I say, League 1 and League 2 have both got brand new leaders. Some great goals, great defending coming up. Don't forget, it's definitely worth checking out the highlights to find out how the teams that you're playing on are getting on in this division, to do a little bit of scouting and just to see maybe where their frailties tend to lie. We're still looking for people to take part in the show. If you do wish to, please go down to the forums and put your name down, and we will endeavour to contact you in order to get you onto the show, in order to interview you, or if you've got any videos that you want to submit to the show, just to make it a little bit more interactive. We'll get onto the highlights shortly, and we can discuss the latest movers going up and down, and we'll do that at the end of the show, just to show you where everyone is at and where we'll be looking to progress from there. Also got the cup coming up in a couple of weeks time, so this is the big announcement of the cup, which a lot of you will or won't have heard of. There's going to be all 40 teams in it. Eight teams will be knocked out before the first round starts, which will be done on a basis of the bottom 8 in each division playing each other once, and the bottom 8 of those teams will be knocked out of the cup, and the other 8 will go into the round to the second round, which will be 32 teams working down to 16, working down to 8, working down to 4, working down to 2, thus giving us one winner. All teams will be drawn at complete random, and the tree will be on the website so you can see who will play each other as the games progress through. We can either host that for you live via Twitch on PlayStation channel, or I can just upload the games for you, who's playing who, if you'd rather. Drop us a line and let us know what you'd rather have. Right, needless to say, let's go and look at some highlights. Up next, we've got the highlights from Middlesbrough versus Sheffield Wednesday from Riverside. Middlesbrough have had a rough time of recently and finding themselves in a relegation dogfight, and Sheffield Wednesday, on the other hand, are on back-to-back wins. Have only lost one game this season. That was the first game against Watford. We're in for a real treat here, with Middlesbrough playing some fantastic football. We'll see how they get on. Let's have a look at the highlights. There was a great ball in there, and Sheffield Wednesday first on the attack, and keeper just watches it go harmlessly over there. Shay Given was fantastic in this game as he makes his first top quality save there from a one-on-one, keeping the game at 0-0. Middlesbrough did dominate the possession of this ball in the game, and then they managed to get the break, even though they were peppered shots throughout the whole of the game. 1-0 to Middlesbrough. Great save there by Shay Given yet again. Almost gets his fingertips to that to make the second save, but gets straight back up and makes a third save there. It was on absolute top form. Sheffield Wednesday continued to attack, quick attacks, great ball. That was just after the half time, 47 minutes, and a great, fantastic header there to make it 1-1. Sheffield Wednesday continued to dominate for the bowels of the game in terms of shots, but definitely not in possession. Another great save by Shay Given. Middlesbrough were a very, very hard team to break down. Again, Shay Given there with a fantastic effort to try and keep the ball out of the back of the net, and that made it 2-1 to Sheffield Wednesday. When Middlesbrough trying to get back into the game, and Sheffield Wednesday really not wanting to give up the position they were in. Middlesbrough carried on to try and get the next goal, to try and make it a draw, and Kamara just losing out there to Kirkland with a fantastic save, which was in the dying embers of the game. Middlesbrough were fantastic that game. It has to be said, they did dominate the possession. I think it was about 57% to 43. One of the toughest games Sheffield Wednesday have had this season, and definitely Middlesbrough don't deserve to be where they are in the league and the way that they played. Just two unfortunate breaks by Sheffield Wednesday to win the game there. We'll see how they get on with the next few games, and hopefully Middlesbrough will pull themselves out of this dogfight that they're in and move themselves to the middle of the table and to secure themselves for next season. So we've got the highlights of Blackburn versus Blackpool from Ewood Park. Blackburn, very good team at the moment this season, and that's suggested so in the league with their dominance of where they actually are in the top 4. Definitely looking to cement their place next season in the Premier Division, where Blackpool, on the other hand of it, are looking almost into be a relegation dogfight. Let's have a look at some of the highlights and see how the game got on. Up first here we've got a lovely attack from Blackburn, which goes 30-40 yards wide. Awful shot there, not sure how that made the highlights. Another great ball over the top there by Blackburn, and hell of a finish there. Really was a fantastic finish. We'll see that in another angle there from Leon Best as he brings the ball down as it goes over the top. Really does finish this well there. Beautiful touch and swing, and it hits 1-0. Game continued to progress, and Blackburn did look dominating, looking for their second goal of the game just to cement it, and ended up just missing there. Terrible tackle there. Blackburn again on the attack, and unfortunately great save there by the by Jilks of Blackpool. Blackburn really had no let up in the game and really did want to go all out, and just missed again there. Unlucky there by Blackburn on a 35-yard power driver, looking for the goal. Rhodes was really desperate to score this game, but just couldn't find the back of the net. End result in the game: Blackburn 1, Blackpool 0. That's really has put Blackburn now in the top 5, and has sent Blackpool right down the league, who will be desperately looking over their shoulder and not to get dragged into that relegation dogfight, with only being 1 or 2 points above the teams below them, and they've played a game extra. Let's see how that season pans out. Up next, we've got highlights from Seattle versus Barnsley from the Major League Soccer Stadium of CenturyLink Field. Seattle, the last 2 games, have won both of them and been on some fantastic form, and Barnsley still undefeated in the league going into this game, so it's going to be in for a bit of a cracker, and let's see how they go on. Got a fantastic play there by Seattle, and a foul there by Barnsley, first yellow card of the game. Seattle on the attack there, keeper comes out probably a little bit too far, 1-0 to Seattle. As I say, these are very, very matched teams at the moment. Barnsley are undefeated though, and Seattle have been on back-to-back wins in the last couple of games. Seattle there giving away a penalty, and Barnsley just slotting it home with a keeper left stranded, didn't even make an effort to make a dive. I'm not sure why he didn't pick a side. Jacob Miller's there, just getting fouled and carrying on. Not many highlights in that game. Was a pretty bit of a ball fest really. The 2 teams definitely cancelling themselves out. 50-50 possession pretty much throughout the game, and ended up 1-1, probably a fair and even result. Both teams will happy to take a point from that game, and they'll be looking forward to build on their title push towards the end of the season. Up next, we've got an all European affair here with Torino versus Werder Bremen from the Stadio Olimpico. With Torino losing their first 3 games of the season, they've really started to sort themselves out and sort their shape out, and they've been on back-to-back victories ever since that time. And Bremen, I believe, are undefeated in the league this season, and have already made a serious title push. So this would be a fantastic game to see 2 evenly matched teams and see where they're going to be finishing up at the end of the season. So up first, we've got a fantastic shot there via Werder Bremen, and just hitting the post and going wide. Torino then come up, and there's a fantastic save there by the Werder Bremen keeper. He is a fantastic keeper, one of the better ones in the division. Werder Bremen again continue to dominate spells of the game, and had a fantastic shot there which the Torino keeper managed to get his left palm to. Werder Bremen had gone AWOL at that particular point, and Torino made it 1-0. Werder Bremen continue to dominate spells of the game, and managed to finally get their just desserts, and it's 1-1 in this game so far. Werder Bremen continue to attack, and just hitting the post there with a Torino keeper left absolutely standard. Torino then continued to attack and had a few dominant spells of the game with a beautiful shot there, and the Werder Bremen keeper yet again making a fantastic save. He is a really, really good keeper, as I do keep banging on about. That game being 1-1 in the final, which both teams won't necessarily be happy with, but they both won't be disappointed with. Just as a few people will have asked why they're using a pink ball, but it was a special breast cancer awareness ball for that particular game, and I don't think we'll be seeing it again. Next we've got Sheffield Wednesday versus Seattle from Hillsborough, with Sheffield Wednesday on a fantastic run at the moment, looking to cement their title chances. They will be looking to get another 3 points in this game, and Seattle have been undefeated in their last 3 games, 2 victories and a draw in their last game. Will be looking to continue their momentum up the table. What we'll do is we'll take a look at some of the highlights and see how things got on. And up first we've got Sheffield Wednesday putting a corner in there, fantastic header, and a great save by the American keeper there that used to play for Reading, Mahayman. Sheffield Wednesday again on the attack with Antonio, lovely shot there, and Mahayman saves again. Sheffield Wednesday were peppering the goal of the Seattle. There's a yellow card there, and there's some funny business by the American. It doesn't seem like he wants to be able to get up, or he's letting him up. Sheffield Wednesday had a little shot there, another great save by Mahayman. Seattle did dominate the possession in this game. The highlights don't do do them justice. It's the first shot, and great save, second save, and the third one goes in, unfortunately. As I was saying, it doesn't give them justice in this game. They did dominate possession, and they were just very unlucky not to get the goals that they so deserve. Sheffield Wednesday, they're going 2-0 up with a mistake in the defence, and the keeper left stranded there, making it 2-0 to Wednesday, being the final score, and Sheffield Wednesday continuing their dominance up the table. And Seattle will be looking to bounce back from that next week, and I've got every faith in them that they will probably be in the top 5 or 6 come the end of the season. As we said earlier on in the show, we've got a brand new leader of the league, and so let's bring the league up and have a little look to see where we go. Barnsley are now top of the league, who have taken over from Werder Bremen, who are now 2 points in front of Sheffield Wednesday, who have moved that from 4th to 2nd. Blackburn have also moved up the league from 10th to 3rd, which is a hell of an increase in there. We've also got new points for Coventry and Leeds, who have both got their first victories of the season. Burnley's still looking for their first one of the season, and Watford's still struggling to get themselves really off the mark. But brand new league leaders there with Barnsley, 8 games played, 6 wins and 2 draws, gives them 20 points. Sheffield Wednesday with a game in hand, along with Blackburn with a game in hand over them, 18 and 16 points respectively. Werder Bremen still got 2 games in hand over Barnsley, and hopefully they'll pick up some points with those games and be looking to cement their place back at the top of the division like they were at the end of last week. Now let's have a quick look at the League 2 and see how the teams have moved on in that particular division. FC Basel are now top of the league with 7 points, and they've moved up from 5th position to top, which is a fantastic result for them. Sampdoria are now into 2nd position, and they've moved up from 9th, which is great play by them. And Bordeaux have stayed there or thereabouts where they were last time. We're still looking at a few teams to pick up some points. Club America is now 4 games without a victory. No doubt they'll be picking up some points shortly. Palermo, Levante and Montpellier still haven't played games as of yet. Hertha Berlin, Velez, Vasco da Gama all have only played 1 game each, and I know they'll be looking to get their games over and progressing up the league as soon as they possibly can. Thanks for watching this show. As always, if you've got any feedback, please get down to the forums and leave us some feedback. If there's anything you want to see on the show, or maybe you want to take part in the show, then please don't hesitate to contact us, and we'll get you on there. Well, until then, auf Wiedersehen.